Yeah, excited to see this one. This game 2 now of Alliance versus KheZu. You know, this time around with the draft, of course, we saw Alliance. They obviously said, you know, after game 1, Nikobaby, he's on fire today. They can trust him going for that first pick, Medusa. Do you think KheZu has responded in a good way, or is this Medusa still set to have a pretty good time?
Definitely a much better lineup than what they had in the previous game. I saw Nikobaby on camera. He looked a bit tired, in my opinion, so I assume he just said, guys, pick me Medusa. I want to go home early, as Winter as well. Winter had a rough day, though. He was working all 4 series.
He was. He's had a long day, bless him. But we're here now. What could be the last game of the day if KheZu aren't able to pick it up after what they had in game 1? But I do say I've got to agree with you here. This is much more of a sensible looking lineup from KheZu. They've got a lot of great things to work with. The Razor is always going to be able to look for that Dusa in the fights, get that static link off and look to really diminish the damage output being done by the Medusa. And of course Monkey King is a hero that has the very high likeliness of wanting to build that diffusal blade up in and have it ready to go for these fights at the point where Dusa will still suffer heavily from that mana burn.
And Monkey King is the hero that they picked because he can play both against Medusa on the mid lane if needed, or if it's going to be Ember, but it's going to be Ember, so it's a good matchup for him no matter what they were planning to send on mid lane. Now 33 on this Darkseer, one of his better heroes, will have that surge to use it on the static link hero.
See, down bottom, a little bit of a look at one another. Alliance will step back as soon as Skiter does show himself, not wanting to try and fight into the 3 of these heroes. KheZu will bring the team over, maybe see if they can get that deep bounty rune secured for themselves as well against Alliance. Alliance are certainly going to want to fight that. As the Iron Shell's out onto Handsken, he's got Battery Assault ready to go. They're going to go for this fight. Skiter's going to commit with the static link, see if they've got the damage to take down Handsken first, as both of them falling low. The blast coming out from Aoi to slow them down, but 33 is going to just chase down this Razor. With the Iron Shell damage, Skiter is slowly dying.
Oh, Scatter Blast does not connect. Get the rune at least.
He'll get it, but they're going to lose 2 of them here. Aoi is trying to run. Oh, maybe he's able to juke this out if he's able to play around the tree line.
Nowhere to run. No,
he's stuck. Fata will take him. So, 2 kills for Alliance to start this one off.
And they got 2 for 2 trade, so they didn't lose anything on side of Alliance. Also, Fata just TPs to the top lane instantly, starts harassing KheZu. Rubik needs a TP top to help out KheZu.
Yeah, for sure. These 2 heroes are going to do a good job of right-clicking him away. He needs that Fade Bolt help out for Moon to reduce the damage output from these 2 and make sure that KheZu doesn't get entirely beaten out the lane. And we're seeing down bottom again, so the standard affair. 33 looking to grab creep waves around. Aoi trying to do his best to take them back under his control. But Handsken's going to be able to be around to grab them round, get them into a position where they'll meet the wave nice and close to Alliance's tower on the bottom lane.
Mid lane doing okay for Limmp. So far he's ahead of Monkey King. Once Monkey King gets an extra point in Jingush, and if he gets lane back on his side of the river, he should be fine. You don't have an answer to remove the Flame Guard. It's a guaranteed. You have no physical damage whatsoever. Sorry, magical damage whatsoever. But you have that Jingo proc. So whenever he gets close, you hit him once. You definitely need Orb of Venom. I suppose that I expected that he's going to buy that earlier, but it's not happening.
Yeah, interesting that he doesn't decide to take it to the lane against a melee hero such as Ember and Limmp. He's also going to get the edge with that free bottle refill. Able to find the Invis rune, not necessarily the most potent of runes to get in the 2-minute matchup, but still a refill nonetheless. And gets back to the lane as the creeps start to get underneath his tower. See if the farm at the moment for Nikobaby, 9 for 4 up top. KheZu also getting a decent amount of CS out of this lane, no problem at all with the backup that the Rubik is providing him.
A little choo-choo train, 33, 3 creep waves, dragging, so he's gonna farm that one. 3 iron shells, a lot of usage of number 3.
Yeah, That's going to be a lot of goal going his way this time around. We saw last game, obviously, with these pulls, Aoi was able to punish him a little bit. This time around, Handsken's doing a good job of just sticking around in the neighborhood, making sure that Aoi can't get close and interrupt this farm that he's just constantly soaking up on the darks here. Lane, Bryle will be able to get himself back up to full health with the boundless strike. As it's Lane now starting to shift more in favor of the Monkey King, starting to break ahead of the Ember. Bottom lane, playing aggressive, surge up. Handsken actually getting underneath the tower. They'll use the cookie to stun him. Skiter will chase, gets a good static link off as well with the help of the slow from Aoi, but Handsken is still able to break it and will not fall to the attempt from Skiter to turn that around.
Can he kill the courier? Surge on the bottom lane. One more hit should do the trick.
33, without a doubt, is getting a lot done down here.
I love the way Alliance is playing it right now. Clockwork trying to be aggressive as possible on the bottom lane, force any kind of like rotation movement from the support and the Razor, while 33 is just creep skipping at the moment.
And we'll see where the moves are going to come out first, because for the start being, everybody pretty much sticking to their lanes. Both teams content with having their support securing CS for their cause, and it's working. Nobody is really getting left out big time over the start of this laning stage.
KheZu on the mid lane.
Nice.
This should be a kill. One more hit, and another one.
He's got the fairy fire. He is juking, and that battery assault might just mess Bryle up enough to keep Limmp safe. It will. Limp's able to pop the salve, and Bryle won't get the kill. Handsken making sure that he's in town to keep his mid safe.
Where's the rocket? Oh, does not cancel the salve.
Oh, is this another courier? So I was going to say, keep it careful. 33 won't quite get it this time. The micro will be there from Skiter to keep the courier safe under the tower. But still 33 just resuming business and getting a lot of farm here. We'll see how many denies Aoi can get. Gets a couple hit this time round. But once again, Handsken always in the right place. He's here to help out in case Aoi chases a little too far. Maybe if the Monkey King comes over, Bryle. See what Bryle's plan is going to be. He was thinking about heading over to get the bounty. He doesn't actually get the bounty, but he gets 33's courier on the way back home. I'm stepping a little too far towards the mid lane. Bryle is going to dive in once more. As soon as the boundless comes out, instant TP back up this time. Fata, he TPs, he does cancel it, realizes the threat isn't real as Bryle already begins to retreat. But Alliance definitely showing that they're really keeping their eyes on mid, making sure that Limmp doesn't get dove under the tower and doesn't end up dying.
Still decent amount of CS on this Ember Spirit. 25 at the moment against 30 CS and 8 denies on Monkey. Definitely Monkey favorite matchup. I expected the Ember to do worse, to be honest. But Limmp, he played well. MoonMeander will take over that outpost.
He's going to commit to take it, which will mean the cold feet does proc in, but he knows it's only Fata alone. So not anywhere near enough damage to threaten his life. Down bottom. This time Handsken doing the business, grabbing it round. And overall, you see the 3 cores of KheZu are off to just slightly a better start. Mid lane, an attempt on Limmp. He's yet to hit the 6, so no availability with the remnants. This time around, I don't know if he's going to get the help he requires. One more hit will do it. He's looking for the jukes around the trees. Bryle, he's hunting for him. Limmp, he should fall, or has he got the movement speed to get away? Bryle, he can't quite get close enough. Now TP comes in, and Limmp, he's going to live yet again. Bryle will get cookied away in time. Also fortunate for him that he did not get hit by the rocket flag, because it was only level 1, so probably wouldn't have been quite enough to kill him. But still definitely frustrations to be had in this mid lane for Bryle. This is sort of the 3rd time he's attempted to take Limp's life, and he hasn't been quite able to get it.
They're getting farm on the bottom lane. 33 on top of CS at the moment. 42, Handsken doing such a good job just dragging the creep wave for him. Also getting some solo XP. Now he's going to get a point in power cogs. So he can keep the Monkey King in place if needed, but Ember Spirit needs level 6 if they want to try to make a move on him. We still didn't see a single kill besides those 2
and nothing
before
for KheZu.
bounties. Yeah.
I mean, you're right, sort of 7 minutes of silence between the teams, but we may see that be about to break as Skiter. With the slow on a 33 and with the cookie forward, that'll certainly do it. There we have it. KheZu able to bring some action. As this time around, 33 caught out without his surge available. And continues to sort of fuel power into this RAZR, who we say has been left uncontested. This is sort of one of the things that will happen. Sure, with the creep cutting, you yourself as an offlaner will get a lot, but it does mean that carries like a RAZR who can safely farm underneath the tower will also get a very good start. Top lane, behind the tower they go. They'll find Fata with the Roar, KheZu with the straight and simple lead-in. Secures a second bit of action for KraZe. 8-minute rune to come up, but both of them are going to be off the mark. It ends at bottom. Of course, the power of the Ember there. Limmp had a Remnant prepared, so he's able to get over and secure that DD for himself.
A lot of damage on this tower. Ember forced the TP, has double damage in the rune, but Hawk is scouting things out.
Let's see, there's one Nikobaby. There it is. There's a lot of farm prepped for him in the jungle. Fata again, threatening with a potential TP across, ends up cancelling it. Knows that he's already safe enough. Bryle wants to steal this. I mean, this would be pretty nice for KraZe if they can steal this stack. Alliance is going to want to try and do a stop, to put a stop to this, and as it looks to be, most of it goes the way of Nikobaby, but they're going to try and attempt for a kill him. And Bryle off the mark with a Primal Spring. A little bit of miscommunication there between himself and MoonMeander. They'll still bring Nikobaby down pretty low, and of course with the skill build, he does not have a single point in the mana shields. There's no defensive capability on this Medusa as he will fall. Bryle, can he get out of response? Slider Fist from Limmp says no. They get the trade kill, and the fight's not done yet. Limmp falling low, KheZu trying to chase him. Limmp has got one more Remnant to jump away with, but he's been dove underneath the tower. The Satire beating him down, trying to finish off this Ember. He's got the Slider Fist dodge. Limmp will live. Elsewhere, Handsken, Fata, they're trying to chase down Moon. Now he's in time with the cookie to keep Moon safe. They're both incredibly low, but Handsken, I don't think he's quite going to be able to close this gap. A Rocket Flare will cancel the clarity, but will not quite kill off Moon, who will manage to live.
Those summons from Beastmaster dealing a ton of damage. Helmet Denominator already finished on him. Not too many casualties out of that fight. Bottom tower on top still standing. Bounty rune spawning in 15.
And they're up it again. They really want to take away this outpost before the 10-minute mark. And they'll be able to do so. Not going to be the time for Alliance to get that back into their control. So 10-minute mark, both of them being secured by KraZe. And Owie still hang around maybe a little too long. They'll turn around, get the shotgun blast out, but with wraparound from Limmp, they get the kill. Going for a Roar, KheZu still wants to make this fight happen as they are committing, but they're being heavily outnumbered this time, KraZe. Jump forward with the Remnant, Limmp gets another, and he's not done yet. He's still got a lot of mana to play with. He'll run down KheZu with a Flame Guard. He's going to have a Slider Fist available, still being able to close this gap. That's a lot of kills here going the way of Alliance.
They wanted too much. KraZe already took 2 outposts, so no XP for Alliance, but they just got outnumbered. They still have a tier 2 tower, towers on mid, the TP2, and you can see 2 observer boards scouting things out. They know how KraZe is going to play. They want to invade the jungle, steal any kind of farm from Medusa.
I mean, again, it is a close start overall, 5-6 coming up to this 11-minute mark, less than a 1k gold difference in it. Seeing if we're having any interesting builds being queued up. Standard affair for Bryle's Monkey King, Echo Saber into what I would imagine to be the Diffusal afterwards. So obviously is the offlaner, KheZu with the Helm of the Dom Rush. Yule Scepter build for RAZR, for Skiter.
They definitely need that. Yule Scepter, Dispel Iron Shell, and Surge. Also you can Dispel Flame Guard from Ember Spirit, just keeping people in place and having something to cancel TP with always feels good.
We'll see, you know, the intent from Limmp very much on getting involved in these fights. He wants to get that drums done as soon as he can. So with the Treads drums, he's going to be easily able to run down these heroes. Already seeing sort of the power of the Flame Guard in these fights as he's been able to easily close gaps. And there really just isn't quite that, you know, there's not sort of that magical burst that's ever going to be able to remove it. So he is going to be able to run in and do a hell of a lot of damage in these skirmishes with the Flame Guard on the front lines.
They can remove it with either Scatter Blast plus Fade Bolt or Dispel it with Yule Scepter on RAZR.
That's true, yeah. Once the Yules is out there, yeah, there's going to be something that will also provide an answer to it.
There aren't too many good spells to steal on Rubik.
Yeah, I mean, what are you looking to steal, really? What sort of, would you say mainly the...
If you can get, like, AA Blast, the chains are fine.
Yeah.
Mystic Snake's not that good since the recent changes where you don't steal their mana. You're just getting the mana back.
Yeah, I guess, you know, if you get some good bounces, it's still a decent amount of damage, but you're right, nothing that's sort of like those hard, heavy hitting impact stuns that you normally see Rubik's revel with. Yeah, we do have a slight pause at the moment. Apologies for this one. Looks like we have a...
It's not your fault, Owen.
You know, but we like to apologize to the viewer, you know. We know they're all screaming at us and saying, you know, casters, start the game. Start the game, casters. We're trying. We're
if this was
F9.
Bob, you know, I would be pressing F9 like a madman.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but just some mild microphone issues. Looks like we're getting the fix done right now.
What do you think your APM is when you're trying to unpause the game?
Oh, higher than me doing anything else in the game. You know, I'm slamming that F9. I really am. There we go. The G's been called. We'll be able to get the action straight back onto your screens as we get back into the rest of this game that's off to a very hopeful start for both teams. This is what we like to see, sort of close beginnings, 11 minutes in. Everybody building up to where they want to be. None of the cores have been totally shut down during the laning stage. Everyone's hitting those early timings as we're now seeing them come out. Drums done on Limmp. As both teams very much ready to brawl. They both want to fight this match. Obviously for Alliance, I guess with Nikobaby, this is a hero that you're less likely to see, but they've got great skirmishers in the other 4 heroes around it, as should be when you're looking to run a draft with a Medusa involved.
He does not want to join a fight yet. They will leave that tier 1 tower. And 33, he gets the last hit. That's actually pretty huge. 5 heroes rotated for that while Medusa is farming jungle. Oof.
Crazy. I want to use this roar every time it's at the ready. Oh, a little bit of a cookie forward, I guess, I don't know if that was intended, but just to clear the trees, maybe in case Handsken was hiding there. As it were, he's here by the side of Nikobaby, crazy. If they do want to go, there's going to be a lot of backup. There's 4 heroes on Alliance around this Medusa, making sure that Nikobaby is constantly in a safe position. Even when he is farming over on the Radiant side of the map, he's never really in trouble because Alliance is staying strong by his side.
Alliance placed 4 observer boards on the map, so they see any kind of movement unless it's a smoke approach from KheZu. They want to play as passive as possible right now, give this farm to Medusa. Monkey King has a lot of farm though, almost about to finish his Echo Saber.
And then hit the level 10, yeah, with the skill build did opt to max out the boundless, just the 1 point in the Primal Spring. As he's more focused on ensuring that he has that hard hitting damage to burst down some of these heroes, some of the squishier heroes really at this stage as well on Alliance's lineup. They are able to disable Limmp in some sort of shape or manner, they will get him. Build for Limmp, obviously Crystallis, still the hot item to get on these spirit heroes like the Ember and the Void. But they're queued up next up as Limmp. TP out.
No Yule Scepter.
Yeah,
it was
it's
just
still on the
being
courier.
delivered. 3 seconds late. Smoke approach from Alliance.
Still just constantly making positions in between KheZu and where Nikobaby is farming. Making sure that there's no way for KheZu to get in, and Alliance, there's the leader. Jump forward onto the Razor, turn around with the Roar onto the Darkseer. The Wukong's command is out. Kill off the one of them, get Handsken. Can they get more? Bryle trying with the chase, the Boundless Strike into the control from the Centaur. They take themselves down a second. Limmp has to remnant away. Some quick plays and some nice micro. KheZu there with the Centaur control. Takes the 2 kills, they get the tower. KheZu, they are speeding it up and they need to. This is a game into a Nikobaby Medusa. As much as they can take off the map before the Deuce is ready to fight, the better it is for them.
Medusa right now, level 12, has a point in Stone Gaze, so she will join a fight if needed, but does not want to. They knew that they will fight 4 versus 5, 3 versus 5 on top. KheZu did bring the numbers, still pretty even game in terms of net worth.
Yeah, Bryle is also very happy to play the farm game. Wants to really get that second item done on top of the Echo Saber before he really goes for it. He knows that at this point, you know, they can still fight them Alliance just as the 4 of them. So KheZu also sort of slowing down the pace, moving 15 minutes in, just 7-6. not the highest of kills, as both teams know that the game is in a delicate position. As close as it is right now, one team fight will really tip this game in some sort of an edge going to one of these sides.
Alliance didn't take a single tower 15 minutes in. What KheZu can do is go for a smoke. They have a good vision with the Hawk and go for Roche. There's a lot of damage coming out from that inner beast and the extra damage from Helm of the Dom.
Showing themselves bottom alliance. See what KheZu want to do in response. They want to try and come down here and hold this. They say Roshan is going to be the focus. They can do it pretty nicely. It's going to get scouted out though.
I don't think you should just run into Roche like this. AA sending the ulti.
Yeah, they're sticking to it, even though they know that Alliance know that this is going down. They feel confident that they can do this. The blast and the wall gets placed into the pit. And they've brought Roshan down to half HP, but now themselves, they've taken a bit of a bruising. It's not necessarily that appealing to head straight back in. They're going to try it, but this constant sort of spam with these global spells are keeping them down a little bit.
This wall, creating a lot of issues. Another AA ulti ready in 10 seconds. KheZu, half HP at the moment.
This is some risky on the edge Roshan taking. And it looks like they will get away with it. And they do. The Ice Blast won't quite be in there in time to threaten them. So they get away, not the quickest, not the sneakiest, as they do it straight underneath the vision of Alliance, but they get it. They get away with it. Roshan is theirs, and Aegis is on Bryle's Monkey King.
Maybe the reason they did not want to contest is they still want to have extra item on Medusa, and they think towers are pretty healthy, so they can't end the game with this Aegis. They have some tower damage with the inner beast, but they have to take the fight first. And Medusa, also Vambrace, there was also Imp Claw.
Imagine
Imp Claw for Ember Spirit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Double crit.
Yeah, give that to Limmp. You get plus 45 damage from Chrysalis, plus 24 from the Imp Claw. They're suddenly having that insane amount of physical damage burst this early on in the game. It's not easy to play against. Mid lane Bryle trying to go for that kill, but TP out will save him. I mean, you've got to worry a little bit, I feel, if you're KheZu. As every moment passes, Nikobaby is getting bigger and bigger. Hurricane Pike's done. I mean, it feels like a big old timer is ticking. KheZu's got to do something. Nikobaby is getting a dangerous amount of space. You are really seeing it in the farm as he's 2,000 ahead of anyone else on the side of KheZu. They've got to keep this up. They have the Aegis. They've got to look to make moves with this. I think Bryle, he's still he's very set on having the diffuser blade done on top of the Echo before they heavily commit for action. And if they do that, it's giving just so much time to this Medusa, who's only going to get bigger and scale at a much better rate than that of the cores of KheZu.
It's a lineup that does not benefit that much from taking Aegis. You can't just park yourself, try to take tower by force. There's going to be wall, rocket spamming, AA ulti. There's still no full pipe on Beastmaster. That's going to mitigate a lot of magical damage when they decide to group up and go for tier 1s and tier 2s.
They're really looking toward KheZu to make some action happen. They need to. They really do. The defusal will shortly be done. A couple hundred gold and he'll have it. Mid lane, maybe seeing if they can get towards Nikobaby. So they step in, but it's hard with both the Surge and Hurricane Pike. There's multiple ways they can keep him safe. And in fact, they're going to turn. They find Skiter very far forward, away from the rest of his team. They're on top of him with a hook shot, and he's dead, but the Wukong's command is down. A great ult from Bryle, but is there the control to hold the heroes in it? It doesn't look like it. Handsken will die, but already Nikobaby and the rest of Alliance, they're able to get out of the ultimate. They'll vacuum Moon up to the high ground. A buyback comes out from Skiter. He wants to get over and help his teammates out. The wall is down. 33 and Fata taking huge amounts of damage from the Mortimer's kisses. It's double kill for Bryle. They've taken out 3 of Alliance. Skiter, he's going to see if they can find even more. He knows that Nikobaby doesn't have have backup. The rest of Nikobaby's team is dead. Now the buyback's come out. They do not want to let this Deucer die. Telekinesis, drag back into the Primal Spring. Nikobaby needs help, but he's going to get it. 33 with the Surge. The buyback play will keep Nikobaby alive. Maybe he can turn and get some kills himself. He's trying for skiter. The cookie in. The vacuum. They can't kill this Deucer. He's going to stay alive. They lose KheZu. Crazy.
They lost 5.
They're throwing everybody in on this attempt to kill the Medusa, and they're not going to get her. They lose the Aegis. They lose everybody. A huge disaster for KheZu, and you have to give credit. The buyback from 33 coming in with that surge. I think without that, Nikobaby could have very well just died there, but the play...
That was a certain death of Nikobaby if 33 did not buy back. Also, Razor bought back in that fight. That was not necessary. That's like all in. I'm not sure who made that call to go dive on that Medusa.
Oh no! I mean that just destroys your game as the Razor. Right?
I just hope we see that
destroys
once
your
again.
game.
And Medusa lives. You didn't even get the kill. That's gonna be a full Manta style.
Yeah. And now, just looking at these, now we'll see it again here. I mean, this was actually just after where 33 has made the buyback, but it's this point of KheZu. They're just desperately trying to get this kill. They're throwing everything in at this attempt, but they cannot do it. Alliance keep their cool, and indeed, frustrations to be had there. You've thrown everything into that play. It's not worked out. You're already a game down in the series. Now in this game 2, that has just shaken your game up to a point where it's going to be very tough for them to sort of regain control. They're slipping behind against this Deucer lineup massively. There's Medusa, as I was about to say, double the net worth of the carry of KheZu. Skiter is fallen so far behind off the back of that buyback attempt.
This affects you mentally.
Yeah.
Also getting a kill on position 4, long range initiation, rocket, setting things up with the chains. Yeah, I think Fata's okay dying here.
Of course, the world is sort of Nikobaby's oyster now. With Manta Hurricane done, he can go for what he wants. Does he want to go for the Rapier? I don't think he necessarily needs it because of how far he is ahead anyway, but I'd love to see it.
You always love to see it.
You love to see it. He's not queued up anything yet, but I mean, the thing is, if they did get a Rapier and started, they could pretty much just run down a lane and sort of finish this game and within that pre-30-minute window. And that's the scary thing. KheZu, I don't know what their plan's going to be now. They've got to find some sort of way to get on top of this Medusa in a fashion that doesn't allow the rest of Alliance to get there in time to help Nikobaby out defensively. But the problem is, you know, Alliance, they're just so good with this strategy. They've played this time and time again. They're very, very good at making sure that Nikobaby just doesn't die.
In the past, this was called the Mushi build on Medusa, one of the most useless builds for a really long time. Going for Manta style into Lincoln Sphere, but this Lincoln Sphere is gonna do so much against the Static Link, against the Beastmaster Roar. Also, I see Ember Spirit going for one, so they can cycle those two, and it's gonna be so hard for KheZu to find the target. Clockwork's in.
Not the ideal start for KheZu here as Moon's gone. Courier dead as well. Rest of KheZu, they've got no other option than to just retreat. As soon as a man's down, they cannot fight, outnumbered. They're heavily on the retreat. They actually get the chains. He's popping the Wukong.
Cookie, wrong way.
Whoa. Okay. I mean, Bryle, he'll still run, but the chains are out. I mean, he just got cookied back up to the high ground and had to take the long route back down. I don't know if that was the play.
It's when you say to Grandma, I'm not hungry, but she insists.
Take my cookies, grandson. I mean, yeah. He did not want a cookie. He got it. Oh, no. Oh,
that spell's sometimes hard to execute because like you want to help, but your teammates make you look dumb.
Oh no. They've lost Bryle, they lose this tier 1 tower. I mean, again, you know, this was a game where it felt pretty solid for KheZu to start. Sure, they should have maybe played it a little faster. I think they maybe sat around a little too long. They didn't get anything done with the Aegis. And then when they tried to, they threw everything into it and obviously ended up in a huge disaster, shifting this game very much into the full control of Alliance. But yeah, it's got to feel rough for them. And at bottom, this hook shot in. Is there any backup for Handsken?
Wrong way. I think he's running towards the wrong base at the moment.
He should be all right. I mean, Limmp knows that if he can't really go, there's
Bryle
a lot of
is
crazy
showing on the
hits.
top lane. They should try to make a fight. No hook shot though, so hard for them to initiate.
Yeah. but still all just a constant distraction whilst Nikobaby just continues to farm. Now he's got his sort of sight set on there, sort of the safe way to close this out. After that Lincoln's, get that Rapier online, and Alliance, they can kind of just continue to play it like this. Just as long as Nikobaby farms up Lincoln's, Rapier, that's at this point, feels like a pretty guaranteed game ender that KheZu don't really have an answer to.
Yeah, a couple of Force Staffs on their side, plus 2 Lincoln Spheres will keep Medusa alive. They don't have enough burst damage, and that's a full Lincoln's now working towards that Divine Rapier.
Yep. That's all
what an
coming
item,
into place. The pressure is on for KheZu. No more mistakes will be allowed this game from them. Skiter, again, just separated from his team. Handsken finds the opportunity to get in on top of him. There's 4 heroes here. Even Nikobaby turns up for a bit of a look in on the action. As Skiter dies, dead for 50 more seconds. Alliance, they can just take these tier 2s now with no sort of threat of a defense from KheZu. As this, I mean, what's the play here for KheZu, Lacoste? What's sort of the best hopes to get a grasp on this game again?
Somehow you need to get the static link on that Medusa. Pop it with the Lincoln Sphere, Fade Bolt. You need to have it on Medusa if you want to win the game.
Yeah.
Not just the game, if you want to win the next fight.
Oh, look at this Ice Blast, finding Owie in the trees. I mean, Limmp just needs a couple of hits onto the Snapfire, and Owie will fall underneath the threshold. The crit comes in, Owie's dead. Limmp continues to pad out his game. 8-0-6, a very impressive performance on the Ember for a hero that, as you say, was in a matchup at the start where it's very easy to feed against that Monkey King in the 1v1. Limmp did not. He played it very solid, avoided death pretty much 3 times in the laning stage, and has kept his scoreboard clean ever since.
I think Limmp is underrated as a mid player. Sometimes he does some weird stuff as every other mid player, you know, but that game on Viper yesterday where he had all the farm, invades the jungle on his own 2 times and blows away every single advantage that he had, but this game shows how good of a player he is.
No, just keeping his cool and making the space, making the plays with the rest of his teammates, whilst Nikobaby is just all the space in the world. As every minute passes, that Rapier comes closer and closer. 2,000 gold, and Nikobaby will have it. You're seeing what's looking to be projected like this 30-minute Medusa with Manta, Hurricane Pike, Lincoln's,
and
Rapier.
Roche is up. They can go into Roche. I mean, it's tough, not enough damage at the moment. I would say Ember doesn't deal that much. Once he gets that Deso, it's going to be much easier. Just needs 500 gold to finish it. This is do or die for KheZu.
Yeah, this smoke play has to result in something good. Otherwise, this game, this series is kind of sealed. What are they going to be able to find? Skiter.
They know. They had the vision.
They did. They saw that rune taken away. So this smoke will not result in anything. All of this vision, just having eyes on the entirety of KheZu. So Alliance can just continue to play it chill, play their game. 1,200 gold towards the Rapier.
I don't think you're killing this Medusa.
No.
Greater Fairy Fire. It also gives 35 damage. Almost 500 health restore on top of what is it? Almost 2k mana pool.
I tried to have a bit of a poke at Roche, but definitely a little too ambitious from KheZu. They have to find a kill, or at least 2 really, before they have any sort of chance of taking the Roche. They do grab Handsken. Clock to be found. That's a way to start things off. A first kill off the pickoff. They'll take back the outpost as well, coming into that 30-minute mark. Maybe with that, they do have the time to go for Roche. Limp's going to be pressuring on the bottom lane, knocking on their doorstep. Moon will come in and scare him off, so Limmp backs off. They're going for the Roche. See if they can do it in time. The wall was down, so I believe would have giving them ample vision on KheZu entering the pit. They're also sending the illusions in. Alliance aren't going to let them get away with this one for free. They want to contest
Double
this.
chains.
Roche is getting low. The chains and the wall is down. Bryle pops the Wukong's command. He's trying his best to finish up this Roche. Will get it. They get the kill. They get the Aegis on the Monkey King. Can they do anything with this? It looks like Bryle is going to instantly lose it. The cheese is there. Nikobaby's able to come in and snatch the cheese for himself. Bryle is going to die the second time as he's got no defensive items or capability to live. When full in obviously with this Echo Saber Diffusal Deso build, there's no BKB for him, so he will fall. They get Roche, they get Aegis, but they instantly lose the Aegis. They don't manage to pick up the cheese. Now you've got to deal with a Medusa with cheese and the courier. It's going out there. The rapier is being shipped over to Nikobaby right now.
Cheese is the most efficient item on Medusa. You also get the 1500 mana on top of it, which is efficient HP. Greater Fairy Fire as well. There's no way they're dying. Man, KheZu lost both series, even though this game is not over, but it looks pretty over to me, where they decide to go to Roche Pit 3 games in a row.
Yes, they seem to misjudge the ability to take it. They sort of overestimate the capabilities they have. They go to Roche and then suddenly it all sort of falls down the drain for them. As now, here's Nikobaby ready to go. Skiter will get a bit of a static link off, but I mean, Nikobaby says you can have some of my damage because I've got hundreds of it, hundreds of it to spare. I mean, he's down 121. He's still sitting around 450 right click. They're into the base. They're onto tier 3s. As at this point, it does kind of feel like that our Alliance can just A-click themselves onto the Fountain, onto the Ancient, and seal this series, close it up. Wukong's command comes out. They're coming with 2 buybacks. They do get the AA. They have got the Raw on the Deucer.
Static link.
Walls down though, chains on the 2 of them, bounce away from Aiva. He'll still fall. The BKB will allow Sccc to get back towards the Fountain. MoonMeander will not be quite as fortunate as he dies. An Ice Blast as well passes over them, makes it even harder for them to get in and start a fight onto Alliance. Handsken hook shots over straight towards the Monkey King. Bryle is dead. He has got buyback, but there's very little he can do with even 2 of those.
He wants to rampage.
He didn't get it last game. Let him have it this game. And there it is, Nikobaby, the redemption story. Ultra kill to end off game 1, rampage, double rampage, make it a triple to end game 2. As Alliance, they'll get the win, and with that, take the series 2-0. And they, you know, for sort of some of the shaky games the Alliance have had this series, they looked on the ball. They had some excellent strats. They managed to work the Void lineup in game 1 to perfection. In this game 2, it's a Deucer lineup. This is what Alliance's bread and butter is. They're so good at making space around Nikobaby, and he had an excellent time here thanks to his team in game 2.
This is the reason why they can first phase Medusa and still do amazing stuff with her. I also got to give credit to 33 Dead buyback to save Medusa when they get the full team wipe. That was crucial. Yeah, because I really think without that buyback, Nikobaby would have died, and then suddenly that would have opened the opportunity for KheZu to do something. But as it was, that buyback, it just broke sort of KheZu. At that point, when the Deucer doesn't die, KheZu, they lose all 5 of their lives plus more. The dieback on Skeeter's Razor, it really was just a disaster from there on. As Alliance taking this win 2-0, they will move on, and KheZu, they will not be quite as fortunate themselves. Some big names, but this squad not quite coming together here, unfortunately for themselves at this LAN. KheZu has potential. The shot calling in the game about the Roche, whether they go or not against this global presence from AA, scouting things out. Even after Darkseer puts a wall, they still decide to go in. It's really questionable.
Yeah. Obviously for Alliance, they've got some strong opponents up ahead in this road towards the major, but definitely a squad that you would expect with the caliber of players and what they've achieved so far this DPC to be able to be one of the top seeds here and to make it all the way. And if they do continue to play as they did here in this series, you can definitely see them still making it through this minor.
For sure, Alliance came from the toughest region, and they can win this one for sure. They're top 2 at least in my book, for taking this one. But if we go back to KheZu, they have potential. They swapped a few players before this tournament, which kind of crippled them. They didn't have enough time, I guess, to build the chemistry.
Yeah, just the coordination was not quite there. But of course, for Alliance, a squad that's been together for quite some time at this TPC, it really did gel perfectly for them on the battlefield today. 2-0, the series goes to Alliance. That is it from myself and Lacoste today. I hope you enjoyed the casting. Have a beautiful evening, rest of the day, wherever you are in the world. But don't go anywhere, because we will be passing you back to the panel to wrap up today's actions.
Thank you indeed. A clean 2-0 for Alliance, knocking down and out KheZu here in the last group stage match of the StarLadder ImbaTV Minor. I'm here with Winter and Tsunami, and I think it wasn't really a surprising result. The game 2, with the Medusa pick, Medusa wasn't really countered at all. There was no answer to Medusa and Tsunami.
No, at best, they were hoping to maybe get that last pick. Anti-Mage Alliance were smart enough to ban it out. The Monkey King pick, I don't really think, like I said, it wasn't an answer to the Medusa. They were coming up with an answer to like the last problem which came up, which was the Ember Spirit, which is not the problem. In any Alliance game, the problem is always going to be, how do I make sure Nikobaby does not win the game for them?
Yeah.
And yeah, they didn't answer it.
What do you think about this game, Winter?
Classic Alliance game.
Classic Alliance.
For Protect 1, I think they were behind. Yeah, they were behind from the start from the lane. They lost mid. Off lane didn't go so well. But the main thing is they had a very clear idea on how to play. And yeah, sure, during the game, Lacoste mentioned that KheZu, they were quite impatient. They were doing a lot of moves that were really forced. This is the first one where they tried to steal this, I think it was like a force of 5 stacks from the Medusa, but they lost a few heroes and then they forced the Roshan. But I think it's like sort of because of you're playing against a timer, so you're always feeling that you have to do something during the game.
Now this was a timer that they really needed to do something. We're 20 minutes into the game, they are holding on to an Aegis. They are going all in on Nikobaby's Medusa, and we heard our commentators talk about it. 33 buying back there as well as the Ancient Deparation Fata. Them buying back, saving their team. That was a game changer right there. That was the timer they should have had, and that was a very short timer they had.
Yeah, but we have to remember how the fight started as well. Skiter got caught initially.
Yeah.
There were a few like moments, key moments that he actually got caught, and his team was like forced into a really bad position to take a fight.
Yeah, and then at that point, it just comes down to inexperience and decision making. That as a team, obviously, it seems really tempting to go for Medusa in this situation, as you know that she is the game winner, and if you can kill her, that would be great. But the 33 buyback was critical in shutting all of that down.
Well, how much of that is just the experience? I think a lot of it is also to the fact that how they are playing. It highlights the importance of having the strongest hero in the game, because when you have that strongest hero in the game, you are playing with less pressure compared to your opponents. They are always thinking about the clock. They are having, oh, how many items does Dusa have?
Yeah.
How many items does he gonna take to end the game by himself? You always have to play and worry about that. Whereas on the Medusa's team, yeah, sure, we have a rough early game, but they are always thinking, don't worry, Nico is gonna carry us, Dusa is gonna carry us. We just need to make sure we create the space and environment for him to shine.
Yeah, that's just a product of the way the draft went, right? I mean, you let Medusa go through. It's no surprise that Alliance is gonna first phase it.
Yep, and the draft comes from the composition you have of players, like how each of your players function with each other.
Yeah, Limmp was playing perfectly in concert with that.
I think he was the best player in that game. He got MVP. Yeah, he played the best given a terrible matchup in the lane initially. He didn't die. Obviously, his team TP'd to help him, but apart from that, I think he did everything he needed to do in the game to ensure that Dusa had the space. Yeah,
because in the end, the Monkey King was picked to try and shut the Ember down, right?
Yeah.
That's when we decided on why the Monkey was picked. And Ember never died. So that alone should have been like, then the last pick, Monkey King, is just not making a difference.
Yeah, because you are trying to kill the game of the hero that's the supporting core instead of trying to kill the game of the hero that's the game-winning core. Yeah. That's why we didn't really feel like, sure, he's going to win his lane, but is that going to be a good solution?
And if you're not going to kill the game, then at least try to create your own game. At most, if with a Beastmaster, maybe you go for like a fast push lineup or something like that. But a Monkey King does not enable either of those things. No. It was just comfort, I suppose, in the win.
I win my lane.
Draft. Yeah, I win my lane. I'm Bryle, I'm happy, but it was not going to get them a victory no matter what.
No. All good things come to an end, at least for KheZu. I think still 5th, 6th position here at this minor is not a bad result for a team that was literally pulled apart and then restitched together with 2 other teammates.
It was a like Frankenstein of a team.
Yeah, a couple of weeks before the tournament, less than a couple even. Going out against Alliance, not bad either. We had all the group stages finishing up today. We said goodbye to 4 teams in total. Business Associates, of course, as well as forZe from Group B that we see here. And that does mean that we have our playoff bracket ready. And that's going to kick off tomorrow. Anything you're looking forward to in particular?
I'm definitely looking forward to this Aster versus Alliance matchup. I would say that the Gambit Boom one is definitely heavily Gambit favored. I think Gambit is probably my favorite to definitely make it to Grand Finals.
Aster Alliance is like a mirror matchup. They both have a space-making mid player, and they both have a super hard carry.
But they don't have that much hero overlap, though, which is why I'm excited to see it, because I want to see both these strategies go head-to-head, as opposed to like which team gets a better draft victory. I want to see which team can execute their 4 Protect 1 a little bit better.
I also think Alliance plays better when they're up against a better team, and Aster is going to be the best team that they're going to face this tournament so far. So they should also be showing even better play than what we've seen from them the last couple of days.
They're going to get slapped like they did against Gambit.
Or that. So. There's a chance of that too. It starts again in the upper bracket, right? So at least you're not knocked out just yet. But yeah, this is going to be an exciting matchup. Of course, after these 2 opening games, opening series of the day, we're going to have the lower and upper bracket first round as well, or rather for the upper, of course, upper bracket finals, lower bracket first round. We're going to have 4 best-of-3 series again tomorrow. A lot to look forward to. Was today everything you expected it to be, Winter? Because I know you've been here for a while. And there were a lot of 3rd games to the series. Were you happy?
Yeah, very, very happy that we actually have so many 3-game series today.
Sounds happy.
I think the Dota today actually was very enjoyable. Like, we had a lot of even series.
A lot of fun
yesterday,
games.
not so much. And hopefully tomorrow we have more fun games. Now tomorrow is once again going to start at 10 our time. That is, it's the same time as today. And Nahaz and the guys will be with you once again in the morning, and we'll be back for the afternoon. So more Dota 2 for StarLadder ImbaTV Minor